The ovary in a hen exhibits a clear hierarchy of progressively developing follicles. This explains the cycle of egg laying to create a clutch of eggs. The process of follicle growth can be conveniently divided into 4 phases, as shown in the figure below. The first one is the organization of primordial follicles and the early growth of the primary follicles. Primary oocytes, enclosed by the vitelline membrane, become organized into a primordial follicle which is up to 80 mm in diameter. The organization of oocytes into primordial follicles occurs around the time of hatch in most birds. Following hatch and prior to sexual maturation, the left ovary remains small and undeveloped. Primordial germ cells become surrounded by a single epithelial granulosa cell layer, and these primordial follicles are loosely arranged in clusters or nests. The second phase is the recruitment of primary follicles into the slow growth phase, which is the pre-hierarchal or pre-vitellogenic stage, lasting weeks to perhaps months. The initiation of primordial follicle growth to the primary follicle stage is associated with the formation of a theca layer, which is from mesenchymal cells. The developing theca internal layer is separated from the cuboidal-shaped granulosa layer by the basal lamina. Primary follicle range in size from 0.08 to 1 mm in diameter. For the third phase, there is a selection of a single follicle into the pre-ovulatory hierarchy. Growth to the pre-hierarchal follicle stage with 2 to 8 mm entails the accumulation of lipoprotein-rich white yolk, plus the differentiation of a theca into internal and external layers. Vasculature and nervous innervation reach the follicle through the pedicle and radiates through the theca layer. Following selection into the pre-ovulatory hierarchy is the fourth phase, which is the subsequent rapid growth of the pre-ovulatory follicles, which occurs during the final days preceding ovulation. The pre-ovulatory follicles begin to rapidly grow from approximately 10 mm in diameter to 40 mm over the course of days. Granulosa cells from pre-ovulatory follicles become squamous in shape to facilitate the uptake of large amounts of vitellogenin and very low-density lipoprotein, or VLDL, except within the germinal disc region. The mature ovary is supported by a blood supply from the ovarian artery. Here, another diagram which represents progressively developing follicles of a laying hen ovary. F1 to F6 illustrates sequential development of follicles and thus eggs destined for ovulation. Small yellow follicles, or SYF, are those that are beginning to sequester yolk proteins. Small white follicles, or SWF, some of which appear in the area bounded by the dash box, are follicles in still earlier stage of development.